Sec 4 NA probability practice. Now for students who are looking at this video, please take out the following worksheet that I have given to you. This was supposed to be your homework questions. Now in this part of the video, I'll be going through question 7 to question 10. Question 7, a box contains 5 identical discs, number 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. Now 2 discs are drawn at random, one after another, without replacements. That means when I take out 1 for the first card, I will not be able to have 1 again for my second disc. So you notice that in this possibility diagram, okay, I do not have the following boxes down here. For example, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, and 7, 7, because the discs are taken out and then not being replaced. So now this possibility diagram just writes down the order of the different combinations that you can get. So in this case, this will be this one, and this will be this 2. Given the order, so this case will be 5, 1, 7, 1, so on and so forth. Please take some time to fill up this box over here. Okay, so fill up the boxes already in the possibility diagram. Now take a look. How many possible cases are there here? I have by right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 5, it should give me 25 combinations. But notice that I crossed out one. All the impossible combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So in this case, I should be left with a total of only 20 possible cases. Okay, so the denominator should be 20. Find as a fraction the simplest form the probability that B part 1, both these drawns are prime. So probability that both are prime, there are how many cases are there? Out of 20 cases where both are prime, is 1 a prime number? No, 1 is not a prime number. So I should look at cases such as 3, 2, 2, 3, 5, 2, 7, 2, 2, 5, 2, 7, 3, 5, and so on and so forth. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2, 12 different cases. So simplifying this answer, 12 over 20 will be 3 over 5. Answer. Okay, now let's take a look at B part 2. Part 2 says that both these drawn are not even. So that means both these drawn are not even, means both of them are odd. So for a total of 20 cases, for both of them to be odd numbers, we have quite a few. Let's see, both are odd, 3, 1. So it's 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have a total of 12 cases again. So this will be 12 over 20, which is 3 over 5 again. Next, we want sum of both these drawn to be more than 10. So let's look at the cases that where the sum is greater than 10. Denominator is still 20. Out of 20 cases, we can have sum of more than 10. 5 and 2, 5 and 3, 7 plus 2 is 9. So it can only be 7 plus 5 or 5 plus 7, which gives you 12. And they want more than 10. So 7 plus 3 is not an option because it's exactly equals to 10. So in this case, the answer, there will be only 2 cases out of 20. So simplify 1 over 10. Then probability, last one. At least one of the discs drawn is 1. So we want all the cases where at least 1 is 1. So out of 20 cases, we can just count the number of cases that they want. So in this case, they want cases where it's at least one of them is 1. So I can have 2 1, 3 1, 5 1, 7 1, 1 2 3 4, 5 6 7 8. So there will be a total of 8 possible cases. Simplifying this, we will get the answer to be 2 over 5. Have you gotten the answer? Question number 8. The diagram shows a fair spinner and spin the arrows once. Now let's take a look. How many numbers are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's a total of 8 numbers. Every one of them have a fair chance of occurring. That's why they mean by fair spinner. So it will be 1 out of 8 chance for every number. Find the probability that she obtains a number less than 6. So probability of a number less than 6, there are cases of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different cases. So it will be 5 out of a total of 8. Find the probability that it's a prime number. So 1 is not a prime number. I want prime number. So it will be 2, 3, 5, and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the cases out of 8. And simplify it, we'll get half. For another spinner with different numbers, the probability of spinning a number greater than 4 is 2 over 5. What's the probability of spinning a number showing less than or equal to 4? Well, if you have all the numbers that is greater than 4, or is 2 over 5, that means the probability of a number less than or equals to 4 will be taking 1 whole minus 2 out of 5. And that gives me 3/5. Have you gotten your answer? Next question. Now this is a question combination of what we have learned recently on interquartile range, cumulative frequency table, and probability, and standard deviation as well. Okay, so in this question here, they told us that there's a total of 80 patients given at this hospital. So I have to find the value of P. I know that my total is 80, so hence, to find the value of P for part A, that means I'll take 80, subtract away all the other numbers in order to find the value for P. And let's do a simple calculation. So taking 80, subtract 13, subtract 5, 14, 25, 12, and 7. That leaves me with the number 4. Okay, and for part B, to find the mean waiting time, take note that our numbers come in terms of an interval. So I have 17 and 21. How do I find the number or the class mark representing this interval? Well, I take 17 plus 21 divide by 2, and that leaves me with the number 19. And let's take some time to find out all the different numbers in between. Okay, I will get, this is 23, and this is 27. This will be 31, 35, 39, and we'll get 43. Okay, so have you calculated the class marks for each of the different values? Okay, now let's find the mean. In this case, we can use our calculator directly to calculate to work out the answers, and give me a little bit of time to work out the answers for mean for hospital A, and at the same time standard deviation for hospital A as well. Okay, and the answers will be, I got the mean to be 29.9 minutes as the waiting time, and the standard deviation will now be 6.8695, and round off I have 6.87 minutes for the standard deviation. Do you get a similar answer? Now part C, to answer this question, we need to transfer some information that we have. So we know that P is equals to 4. The mean for hospital A is 29.9 and standard deviation is 6.87. With regards to waiting time, that means talking about the waiting time of the hospital, which hospital is better in its service? Now, if you are a patient, would you like a hospital to have a long waiting time or a short waiting time? So in terms of service, we would like a hospital with a shorter waiting time. Okay, give a reason for your answer. So how do we compare whether which hospital has a shorter waiting time? Do I use the mean to compare the performance, or do I use the standard deviation to compare the spread? So in this case, I will use the mean. Mean is something like on average. So which hospital will have a better waiting time? Longer or smaller waiting time? The shorter waiting time. So that will be hospital B. So mean, let's give the evidence. Mean of B is equals to 29.1 minutes, which is actually lesser than mean of hospital A with a average of 29.9 minutes. So therefore, hospital B has a shorter waiting time and therefore better services, better in its service. Okay, now next part of the question, probability again. Now 2 patients were chosen from the hospital. Let's take a look. At the beginning, there will be a total of 80 patients. After I choose the first patient, then I'm left with only 79 patients to choose from. So please remember that the denominator can change. Okay, now in this case, they want us to calculate the probability that one of them waited for more than 37 minutes. Let's find where is the timing that has more than 37 minutes. More than 37 minutes, so that will be these 2 intervals. More than 37 will give you a total of 11 patients. So there will be a total of 11 patients who takes more than 37 minutes. Well, we want to have one more, that the other one is less than 25. Where is less than 25? Less than 25, that means it will be these 2 intervals, less than or equals to 25. So I will have this, and that will give a total of 13 plus 5, 18 people. So probability of choosing one that's more than 37, the other that is less than 25. The first patient will be more than 37 minutes. Out of 80, I'll have 11 of them who is more than 37 minutes. And then now I'm going to choose my second patient. I already taken out one patient, so my denominator now changed to 79. And this patient are the people who waited for less than 25 minutes. That's a total of only 18 of them. Now this is one possible combination such that the first is more than 37, the second is less than 25. But they didn't state the order. So I can have the first patient to be more than 37, the second patient to be less than 25 minutes, but also I can have another different case. So, or the next case is where I can choose to have out of 80 patients to pick the one that is less than 25 minutes first. So number of patients less than 25 minutes will be 18. And then now I'm going to pick the second patient out of a total of 79. And now this time round, I'm going to pick the order where it's more than 37 minutes now. So in this case, there will be 11 patients that meet this criteria. So having this case, let us work out the total probability for these two different cases. And the answer will be 99 over 1580. Have you gotten the answer? Question number 10 involve a cumulative frequency graph and a little bit of probability questions related to the graph itself. So now let's take a look at this cumulative frequency curve here. First thing to take note, notice that the largest number, the maximum value, is actually a total of 60. It's not as given on the scale, a maximum of 70. So the curve ends at 60. So there is a total of maximum 60 students in this examination. Use the graph to find the median mark. So in the median will be how many percent? 50%. 50% of 60 gives you 30. So in this case, we shall find out the value for our median using the graph. Okay, and this number will be roughly approximately 35.5 marks. Okay, I can't draw very accurately without a ruler on my screen, but I'm sure you can get a better answer than me. Alright, next one, interquartile range. Interquartile range, I'll need to find the 75th percentile. So 75% of 60 will be the number 45. So I'm going to read the upper quartile number, 45, and it's 45, the number, the value is around 43. Okay, subtract the lower quartile number. Lower quartile will be how many percent? 25%. So that will give me 25% of 60 will give me the number 15. And approximately the number 32. So now based on my values, the interquartile range will be 11. Find the percentage of students who gain more than 60 marks. So where is the question on more than 60? So to get 60 marks itself, so this is the number of marks. So we should go to the marks axis. To have 60 marks is down here. And okay, the number of students who have less than or equals to 60 marks is given to be 56, 57, 58. Okay, but I want to have more than 60 marks. So in this case, we will actually need to take the total 60 minus 58, which gives me 2 students. So 2 students out of, they want the percentage, right? Out of a total of 60 times 100 And that gives me an answer of not a nice number. So in this case, I'll write it as a fraction, the 3 1/3%. Have you gotten the answer? Moving on to the next part of the question. Question says that grade E is awarded to students scoring 30 marks or less. That means they are the bottom 30. Let's take a look at the graph for 30 marks or less. For 30, I have people scoring 30 marks or less, a total of 11 people. So these are the people who score 30 marks or less. And a grade A to those scoring more than 50. So let's take a look at the number of marks for 50. So this is 50 marks. Number of students who have less than or equals to 50 marks is actually 53. So if you want students who score more than 50 marks, I'll need to do a subtraction. Okay, and in this case, I'll have to take 60 minus 53. So there will be 7 students who score more than 50 marks. Now, the question asks us to find the probability that a student was awarded grade E. Probability of getting a grade E will be out of a total of, how many students are there in total? There are a total of 60 candidates. So out of 60, number of students who can get a grade E means 30 or less is 11 out of 60. So the answer will be 11 over 60. Next, part 2. Find the probability that the student was either awarded grade E or grade A. Grade E or grade A. So probability of getting E or A. Probability of getting a grade E was 11 out of 60. Or, so what do I need to do now? Do I add or do I multiply? I add. So 11 out of 60, and then add a probability of getting an A. So students who get an A only have 7 students out of 60. And let's add this together. We'll get 18 over 60. Simplifying the answer, 3 out of 10. Have you gotten your answer? Next part of the question, now using the converting of cumulative frequency curve into the form of a table format. Let's highlight and take a look at this. This is between 10 to 20. So in this kind of interval, we are in between two numbers, between 10 and 20. So we need to find 10. 10 was 0 number. Okay, and for 20 was 4 students. So this was actually 4 minus 0 to give you the number 4. How are we going to find the number of students in the interval 20 to 30? So we need to read the number from 30. Number of students from 30 will be 11. Okay, and I want the number in between these two intervals. That will be 11 minus 4, 7 students. Similarly, for the rest, let's work out the different answers. Okay, for 40, I got 37. So I'm going to take 37 minus 11 gives me 26, which is correct. And from 40 to 50, so 50 will be here, this number. Total of 53. So that will be 53 minus 37 to get a total of 16. And last but not least, 65 to 50. From 65 to 50, I will have a total of 7 remaining students left. Okay, let's double check. 4 plus 7 plus 26 plus 16 plus 7. I have a total of 60. That makes my answer to be the correct value. Using the frequency table above, find the mean and standard deviation of the following groups of students. So to find the mean and standard deviation, firstly, we have our table in interval form. So we need to find the number that represents the class mark. So what's the number between 10 and 20? How do we get this number? We take 10 plus 20, divide by 2. And that gives us 15, 25, 35, 45, and 8. Take note of the last interval. This is 50 plus 65. Divide by 2. The number here is not 55 because the number is 65 now. So this will be 57.5. Please take note that this number is not 55. Okay, so now using our calculator, let us key this data into our calculator to calculate our mean and standard deviation. Okay, I got my mean to be 37.791, round off 37.8 marks. Okay, and my standard deviation will be 10.783, so round off 10.8 marks. Have you gotten your answer? Now we have finished this worksheet. Please double check your answers and do your corrections when necessary. See ya!